Okay, looks like we're on.
It's still, okay, now it is. We're good.
Okay, very good. Well, welcome everyone. This is the August 26, 2020 China Grove Municipal Court docket. Just a few instructions before we get started, and also call the docket. But first of all, we are live streaming on YouTube, and these are legal proceedings, so you are not to record these proceedings. If you're on video and audio, once again, these are proceedings, they are not to be recorded. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now, Clarissa, let's go ahead and call the docket for those individuals that have not shown up or zoomed in. And that way we'll get a pre-warrant arrest notice to them.
Yes, sir.
All right, first one I show as a no-show is Wendy Gonzalez Lewis. And she has 4 citations. Then we have Lisa Ann Smith as a no-show. Then we have Lakeisha Yvette Williams as a no-show. Then I have Stephen Vasquez as a no-show.
I'm sorry, he's available, Stephen Vasquez.
Okay. Okay, Stephen, let me.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't have you on here, so let's get you on. Let's see, okay, so we're gonna make him number 27. Okay, we're gonna mute you because there's a lot of background noise, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and go on to page 2. Robert B. Arnold as a no-show. Isabel Kristen Torres as a no-show. Clifford Washington as a no-show. Roberto H. Cruz as a no-show. Eric Michael Conlon as a no-show. Brandy Lynn Crossland as a no-show. And we'll go to page 3. Xavier Joseph Pytel as a no-show. Kyle Anthony Rankin as a no-show. Then at the bottom of the page, Michael Jamie Garcia as a no-show. Going to page 4. Brandon Hunter Bolin as a no-show. Carla P. Bell as a no-show. Haley Brooke Haberson as a no-show. Angel M. Martinez as a no-show. Leticia Vasquez Paleo as a no-show. Matthew James Lawrence as a no-show. Lori Ramos as a no-show. Brittany Kayla Edwards as a no-show. Jesus Leopoldo Gonzalez as a no-show. Jeremiah Santiago Bowman as a no-show. Going on to page 5. Jonathan Alexis Briones as a no-show. Alex Adolf Villanueva as a no-show. Joshua Lozano as a no-show. Jesus Mauricio Fragoso as a no-show. Moving on to page 6. James Alexander Truby as a no-show. Fernando Orinales as a no-show, Ornales. Cody Raymond Silva as a no-show. Herman Harold Falkenberg as a no-show. Perla Flor Chavez as a no-show. Angelica Alvarez Pratt as a no-show. Going on to page 7. Glenn Thomas Wickham as a no-show. Jock Sue Mills as a no-show. Gabriel Silvas as a no-show. Angela Denise Moreno as a no-show. Clarissa Nicole Garcia.
Judge Clarissa Garcia has
Uh-huh.
taken care of, Clarissa Garcia just called in about an hour ago and took care of both citations.
Okay, great. Let me.
Part of it.
Okay, so that takes us to page 8. Sean Nanette Gonzalez as a no-show. Justin Michael Adame as a no-show. And that's the last one. Is that correct, Clarissa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, having called the docket for those individuals that did not show up, we will go ahead and issue a pre-warrant arrest notice. Okay, for those individuals that are here, video and audio, first of all, once again, thank you for your patience. There's a few rights that I want to go ahead and go over that you have. Now, when I call your case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the citations that have been issued to you. And before I can do anything, I need to take a plea from you. The 3 pleas that you need to be concerned with is 1, your plea of guilty, where you admit the charges filed against you, your plea of not guilty, where you deny the charges filed against you, or your plea of no contest, where you neither admit it nor deny it. You just want to take care of the business before the court and move on. For our purposes here today, there is really no difference between the guilty plea and the no contest plea. The only time you'll really see it come into play is, let's say, for example, you're cited for running a red light and you have an accident. If you plead guilty to running the red light, well, they can use that against you in a civil case. Whereas if you plead no contest, they would not be able to use that against you. Like I said, but for our purposes here, there really is no difference. Now, the cases that we hear at this level are Class C misdemeanors, which means that they are criminal in nature. As a result of that, it triggers certain constitutional rights that you have. For those individuals that enter a plea of guilty or no contest, you would be giving up, or you would be waiving the following rights. First of all, you have a right to have a trial in front of a judge or a jury. You have the right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything that would incriminate you. It is up to the state of Texas to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to cross-examine the state's witnesses who issued the citation or any witnesses that they may have. And you also have the right to bring in witnesses that'll testify on your behalf with regard to the citation. So those are some very important rights that are afforded to you by the Constitution. Now, if you enter a plea of not guilty, I'm going to ask you if you want a trial in front of a judge or a jury, and that's your choice. Now, if you want a trial in front of a judge, we're going to put your case or cases on a non-jury docket sometime in the future, and then we'll have a whole bunch of trials on whatever day it's set. It's important that you show up for your trial, because if you do not, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest. For those individuals that want a jury trial, and what that basically means is that we bring in citizens from the city of China Grove that will sit in judgment. Those individuals will be required to make 2 appearances. The first appearance is to address any legal issues that need to be discussed before the actual trial. And these are separate hearings, as the pretrial conference hearing. And it's very important that you show up for that, because if you do not, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest. The second setting is the actual trial, and that's where I said that we bring individuals or citizens from the city of China Grove that'll sit in judgment. It's extremely important that you show up for that, because if you do not, the court could very well assess cost against you, regardless of the outcome of the case. So let's say hypothetically that you plead not guilty, you request a jury trial, and you don't show up. Well, what's going to happen is that we have to reset the case. We have to do it all over again. And let's say that the jury finds you not guilty, but you still have a potentially a bill that you have to pay. And the whole purpose of this admonishment is just make sure that you don't miss any court dates. Okay, now, and I think we do have one individual that has a commercial driver's license.
Yes, Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay, and
Carlos Rodriguez on page 4.
Yeah, he's present. Okay. For those individuals that have a commercial driver's license and have a moving violation, there are only 2 options available to you. You either can pay the fine or enter a plea of not guilty and take it to trial. The current state of the law is if you have a CDL and you have a moving violation, the court does not have the authority to grant defensive driving nor deferred disposition, which is probation, okay? And now, if you want to visit with the prosecutor, see if y'all can work something out, we'll give you an opportunity to do that. Now, for those individuals that are under the age of 25 and you have a moving violation, if you want your citation dismissed, you will be required to attend a defensive driving class. Now, for everyone else, there's two ways to get a ticket dismissed. The least expensive way is to take the defensive driving class. That's going to run you, all you would have to do is pay the court cost, and it normally runs $151. However, whatever school you select, you got to pay their fee, and that normally runs about $50. And then you have to request a copy of your driving record. That's going to run you $10 if you do it by mail, $12 if you do it online. If you turn in all your documentation within that 90-day period, then the case will get dismissed. It's not get reported to the Department of Public Safety. If you're not interested in defensive driving, but you still want to try to get your ticket dismissed, you can ask the court for what's known as deferred disposition, which is just another term for probation. Now, deferred disposition is discretionary with the court. I can grant it, but I don't have to grant it if I don't want to. However, if I do, you will be required to be on probation for a period of no more than 180 days. You pay a special expense fee, and as long as you comply with all the terms of the probation, then once again, that case gets dismissed, does not get reported to the Department of Public Safety, therefore does not show up on your record. Now, also, if you're here and you want to pay the fine or fines, but you don't have the money, let us know. We will do what's known as a time pay. What that means is this: we will give you 30 days to pay the fine or fines. If you pay them within the 30 days, then you've satisfied your obligation. However, if you do not pay it within the 30 days, then you will be put on a time payment plan with a minimum monthly payment of $50. However, the state of Texas mandates a mandates a $15 time payment fee if the offense occurred after September 1st, 2019. If it occurred before September 1st, 2019, then it's a $25 time payment fee. Now, for those individuals that have 3 or more citations, I'm going to ask you to visit with Mr. John Mead, and he is the prosecutor. He represents the state of Texas. Now, you will be put in a breakout room with him in hopes of y'all trying to reach some type of an amicable agreement. That way we can have a win-win situation. And if you do so, then we'll come back and bring you back into court, and we'll go ahead and dictate that into the record. Now, please understand that Mr. Mead represents the state of Texas. He does not represent you. So make sure that if you enter into a plea bargain agreement, if you have any questions as to what the consequences are of not complying, go ahead and ask him. He will shoot straight with you. So just make sure that you ask whatever questions you want to ask. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is this: for those individuals that are on video, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to raise your right hand, as well as those individuals that are on audio, and I'm going to go ahead and administer an oath. Okay, so if you're on video, raise your right hand. Okay, let me see if I've got everybody here.
There should be 2 pages of them, so I might have to go over.
Okay, looks like everybody has their hand raised. And for those individuals that are on your phone, go ahead and raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, and okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to lower your hand. And then for those individuals, when I call up your case, I'll go ahead and ask you to acknowledge having taken the oath. Okay, with that, I think we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see, Clarissa. First case is Carlos Rene Rodriguez, but who is the first case that has 3 or more tickets? Let's see who number 3.
Looks like, no. It looks like it should be Jacob Rodriguez. Number 7 on page 8.
On page 8, number 7, Jacob Rodriguez. Okay, Jake. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, we're gonna go ahead and place you in a breakout room with Mr. Mead. Y'all will have the privacy of being in that room. That way y'all can discuss your cases and hopefully try to reach some type of a resolution. Okay, Clarissa, if we can put Mr. Mead and Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay. And when y'all get sent to a breakout room, please remember to unmute yourselves because it's not letting me unmute y'all. So y'all are gonna have to unmute yourselves so that they can hear you, okay?
Clarissa, before you put them into a breakout room, you want to go ahead and give them the phone number that they need to call.
Very good.
Okay, for those individuals, if we reach some type of a resolution, you will have to call the court to go ahead and pay whatever fees need to be paid and get any further instructions. I'd like for everyone to write this number down. The phone number to the court is 210-648-4923. Okay, so once you're excused from Zoom, you have to call the court to go ahead and complete your paperwork and whatever needs to be done. Okay, so with that, Clarissa, we can put Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Mead in the breakout room.
Okay. Looks like we have, well, I thought I saw somebody that doesn't. John, did it send y'all?
No, he's still there.
It says breakout rooms in progress. There we go, maybe.
There we go. Okay. And did
Okay,
we,
now Mr. Rodriguez has to accept, I think. Mr. Rodriguez, is it inviting you to I guess he went already. Okay,
okay, is he in the breakout room?
I think so.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start off with Carlos Rene Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, go ahead and can you hear me okay?
There's a lot of static.
There you go. I can hear you now. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, you have two citations. One is an expired registration and one is a no insurance ticket. Now I show that you have a commercial driver's license. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but now
Yes, sir.
they are non-moving violations, so we can go ahead and do something with them. With regard to the expired registration, sir, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
Guilty.
Okay.
Guilty.
On the insurance, guilty as well, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
Guilty.
All right, very good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea of guilty, Mr. Rodriguez. What did you want to do with your citation, sir?
I want to pay them, but since I just started back to work because the schools are barely opening,
Okay.
I don't get paid till September the 11th, and that's going to be 1 week's paycheck. And since I heard that you said that you're going to give us 30 days, I want to be able to pay it within the 30 days.
Okay.
Pay the full fine.
Okay. Let me ask you a couple of questions, sir. With regard to the
Or unmute yourself by pressing *6. You have been put on hold by the host. You cannot listen or talk until the host releases the hold.
Hold on, Mr. Rodriguez.
Are muted.
Can you hear me?
I think that's John.
This is
Yeah, I'm sorry.
this is getting to be really difficult to deal
I
with.
know, I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix that. If you turn the volume down on your phone, does it help? Or on
I
the
did.
computer? How about on the computer? Is the volume down complete on the computer instead of the phone?
It is. It is now.
There's an echo, but I don't hear the ringing at least.
What a
A
mess.
little better.
You gonna send me back in there?
Oh, did you get kicked out? Sure.
Hold on, Mr. Rodriguez.
No problem, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, and you were in there with Jacob, so let me. Goodness, hers isn't set up correctly. I'm having to bring him back out. Hang on just a second, and it's doing that long countdown, but Susan's isn't set up correctly, so I didn't reset that countdown clock on hers.
First, can I talk to Mr. Rodriguez while you're doing that?
Or can.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, with regard to your registration violation, have you renewed it?
Right now with no funds and because of this COVID, I was unable to.
Okay,
But since I'm getting in the process, I'm gonna renew it.
okay, all right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do a straight pay. Okay, and what that basically means is that you'll have the 30 days to pay the violations. And then if you go beyond the 30 days, it'll be monthly payments, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and
Yes, sir.
assess the fine of $116 on the registration violation. And I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the insurance ticket down to 200. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put you on the time pay. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any questions, sir?
Okay, John, I'm
No,
opening
just what's
up
the
the
total
room.
cost for,
Total.
what's the total cost for the pay?
For both of them, it'd be $316, 316.
Okay, sir.
Okay, if you don't have,
I'll be making a payment.
yes, sir. Okay, if you don't have any other questions, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you, but make sure that you call that number so they can go ahead and finalize some paperwork for you. Okay?
Let me get the pen and paper again. I
Okay.
apologize.
That's all right.
Judge, while he's,
Okay.
Judge, while he's doing that, did you say that he's gonna do a straight fee on the expired registration for 116 and then the no insurance is gonna be $200? Is
That's
he going on a payment plan?
He wants to be on a payment plan, yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Mr. Rodriguez, are you ready?
Yes,
Okay, the phone number is
Yes, sir.
210-648.
Yes, sir. yes, sir.
Okay,
Excuse
4923.
me?
Okay, let me repeat it.
49.
210-648-4923.
Yes, sir. Got
Got
it.
it? Okay, very good. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez,
sir.
I'm going to go ahead and excuse you. Thank you for appearing, sir, and we'll get this thing worked out for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Clarissa.
Okay, I think John's still in there. So our next one would be Devin Bedford on page 2. He has one violation.
One violation. Okay. Mr. Bedford. Okay, can you unmute yourself, sir? Okay, Mr. Bedford, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Bedford, you have a citation here. Says operation of motor vehicle by a New State resident. Okay, and it looks like you have a commercial driver's license. Now, did you renew your or did you get a Texas license since you've been in Texas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and did you do that within the 90 days?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. When did you do that, sir?
I did it. You talking about before I got the ticket or after I got the ticket?
From the time that you moved down here to San Antonio or to Texas?
Oh no, I just got it after. I just got it 2 weeks ago, actually.
2 weeks ago. Okay. All right. All right. And how long have you been in Texas, sir?
Since March.
March. Okay. All right. Okay. And what did you want to do with the citation?
Do I have to pay a fee or anything?
Yeah, what I can do, since you have it now, I can reduce that that fine for you.
Okay.
All right, and let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead and knock it down. Clarissa, we're gonna go ahead and do a $40 fine and then $81 court cost. So it'd be 121,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So it'd be a total of 121, sir.
Right.
Can you pay that today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Bedford, did you write that number down that I gave earlier?
No, sir. What's the number again?
Let me give it, it's 210, and it's 648-4923,
Okay.
right? If you, well, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you, and if you'll call that number, they'll go ahead and take your payment of your fine. All right, and close this thing out.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Okay.
Okay, I don't see John Mead back yet. Mr. Bedford, you can disconnect.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I think they're still in there. So do you want to proceed to Hortensia? Oh,
Go to
there we
number-
go. Yes, she's on page 3. One violation.
Okay, Hortensia Bautista. Miss Bautista, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there you are. Okay, Miss Bautista, you're on the phone, is that correct?
I'm on the laptop.
The laptop, okay, but you don't, I don't have you
Can't
on video.
No video.
Okay, Miss Bautista, do you acknowledge taking the oath that I administered earlier?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, Miss Bautista, you have a charge of speeding, and it's alleged that you were doing 54 in a 35. To that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, and what did you want to do with your citation, ma'am?
Well, it's my first ticket. I wanted to see either if I could get that deferred
The
thing
deferred-
or defensive driving.
Well, defensive driving would be less expensive. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to ask you 4 questions. Okay, do you have a valid driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Are you covered by insurance?
Yes.
Okay, and have you taken the class within the last 12 months to get a ticket dismissed?
Did he ask?
No.
Okay, and can you pay 144 today?
No, I think I need a little bit of time to do that.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pre-approve you for the defensive driving.
I'll come
I'm
find you.
gonna
They were,
go ahead and reset your case for 30
Can you hear
days.
me now?
Okay,
they can.
you have those 30 days to pay the court cost. And if you do that, you do not have to show up on the court date. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Okay, now, Ms. Bautista, do not.
This
take-
is not working. I decided to go to a headset.
Can you hear us, John?
Ms. Bautista, I'm sorry about that.
But I
That's
still
okay.
can't hear you. Hey.
Okay, try it again, Lawrence.
Okay, all right, Ms. Bautista, do not take the class until you've paid the court cost, okay?
Okay.
Okay, now, did you write that number down that I gave earlier?
Yes, I did, sir. And that was 140,
144.
144,
144.
yes, ma'am. Okay? So
Okay,
just
then after I
be
pay it,
sure-
take the class.
Yeah, once you pay the court cost, then you can take the class. Do not take the class before you pay the court cost. Now,
Okay.
if you pay it within the 30 days, then you don't have to appear on your next court date.
I think I'm going to get
But
out
if
and
for
log
some-
back in with the headset, see if I can make that happen.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
All right.
But if for any reason you do not pay it, then you have to be in court in 30 days and they'll give you that court date.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have any questions, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. And I'm going to go ahead. and-
You too. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. Okay, so is Mr. Mead back in the breakout room?
Well, he can't, no, he came back and he's left.
Okay. Okay.
Officer Rosales is wanting to know if he can be dismissed, if anybody needs an interpreter, a Spanish interpreter, anyone?
Okay, if you need a Spanish interpreter, unmute yourself and let us know. Okay, I guess.
Okay, I'll let him go then.
Who's in?
Let me admit John Mead real quick, and he might start talking right away again. So let's see if he can hear us maybe. There he is. Can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us.
Mr. Mead, can you hear me? Mr. Mead, can you hear me?
You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Okay. So,
You
Clarissa,
know, I've
what-
been in hearings all week and I've never had this happen.
Well, lucky us.
Clarissa, what happens when you put him in the breakout room?
I don't
Send me
know.
a text, tell me what you want me to do.
I don't know what to do.
Well, why don't we do this?
Can he just call in and we don't have to have audio? He can just call. That's what we'll do. I'm going to tell him to just call in and we won't have visual, but we will have his voice and it won't have all that background noise.
Are you gonna be able to put him in the breakout room?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
because I can put the defendants in there when they're on the phone. So I don't think that would be a problem.
okay, let's try that.
Gosh. Oh, and I can't text him. He can't hear my text. I'm going to call him. For some reason, he doesn't get my text. Oh, it went to a voicemail. John?
Now, hey Clarissa, why
Yes,
don't we-
sir.
if that doesn't work,
Yes.
is he able to communicate with the defendants in the breakout room?
All right,
No.
I think we're back. I think we're in business finally.
Can you hear me, John?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Okay, great. Okay, we are good.
Ah,
Good deal. Okay, so I don't know where we lost. Where's Jacob Rodriguez?
Jacob has, I believe this is his first appearance. Jacob and I have talked about money, what we can do with these cases, and Jacob is requesting that he be granted a reset.
Okay, and I don't see him on here. Are you here, Jacob?
He's there. I see him.
You see him? I don't see him. There you are. You're muted. Okay, let me unmute you. Gotta unmute yourself, Jacob. There you go. Okay, Jacob, now we got you. Okay, so reset.
How much time, Mr. Mead?
How much time do you think you need to get that money up, Jacob?
Right now, we're resetting for October 14th, Judge.
Okay,
I don't know if that's something that he can do.
yeah, let's go ahead and would that give you enough time, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and reset your case for October 14th.
Okay, thank you.
Clarissa, you need to have him call in, right?
Jacob, if we have your most current address, ending in number 2302, is that still a good, address for you? Very good. That's where
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
gonna send your reset, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Right on here, reset real quick. Okay. So it looks like, Mr. Mead, the next one we have for you going to be Mr. Theron Kelly.
What page?
He is on page 5. He has a few things he's taken care of. I know he went to the DMV today and tried to take care of some driver's license issues, and we have proof that he took care of his defective tail lamp. So I can send y'all to a breakout room and discuss the other violations.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Hopefully this will go smoother. Let me try this
No
again.
kidding.
So I don't have, I was having to send your audio and voice over
No.
there. So now I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do the one. Okay,
Right.
great. Okay, Mr. Kelly, let me see if I can
First,
find
we're
you.
gonna son.
Mr. Kelly, if you're listening to us, please unmute yourself and
I'm
we'll
here.
send you on, okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Operating safety course.
Okay, that
Okay.
takes us to page 6, number 4, Jason Patrick Hansen. Okay, where is Mr. Hansen? If
Mr.
you can unmute
Hansen.
yourself, sir. Mr. Hansen, if you can unmute yourself.
Let me see if I can request him to do it. Audio.
So I don't see him.
See him either. Wonder if he hung up. Mr. Hansen, are you still there?
I guess we lost him, huh?
I don't see him.
Okay, well, let's, if he comes back, okay, let's go on,
Back
go on to
side.
page 1, number 5, Michael David Sanders. Okay, Mr. Sanders, can you unmute yourself, sir?
There he goes.
All right, Mr. Sanders, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Sanders, you have 2 citations here. One is for speeding, and it's alleged you were doing 74 and a 50. To that charge, sir, how do you plead?
Plead guilty.
Okay, and then you have also a charge of violate promise to appear. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Okay, and Mr. Sanders, what did you want to do with your citation, sir?
I was trying to call the reason why I missed my court date because I was incarcerated in Bell County in the big jail in San Antonio at the time.
At the time of your court date
Yes.
on January the 5th?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to get credit for time served.
Okay. Okay, so you're requesting credit time served, okay.
Yeah, because I was incarcerated for I forgot what they call it, charge domestic violence. I mean domestic, whatever you call it.
Okay, now did these offenses have anything to do with that incarceration?
No, it was 2 different things.
All right, and
All that happened around it didn't happen. It happened around. Wait, Judge.
no, and let me ask you this: how much time did you serve?
One time I was in there for I think at least 9 to 10 days. 10 days.
Okay, and now you said one time. Was there another time?
One time I bailed out. The second time they locked me up for I forgot what they call it, but they kept me for now another 10 days
Okay, all right.
until I went to a judge, and it did.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you what. This is what I'll do. If you'll send me documentation showing that you were incarcerated on January the 5th, 2011, I can go ahead and accept that and dismiss it. Okay? Can you get us some documentation as to that?
Wait. What year you say that was?
Okay, the date for the violate promise to appear was on January the 5th, 2011.
11? Oh, okay. All right. I gotta see what. Okay. I'm gonna have to call the clerk of court in San Antonio, right?
Yes, well, whoever, I mean, no, I would think that if you were incarcerated, it'd be the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
They're the ones that would have records of you being incarcerated.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is with
All
regard
right.
to the violate promise to appear, I'm gonna reset you to October, what did you say, Clarissa, 14?
Yes, sir.
October the 14th, so you can get us some documentation. And if it shows that you were incarcerated at the time, we'll go ahead and dismiss that charge. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So Judge, is that only for the violate promise to appear or the speeding and?
No, that's only for the violate promise to.
Okay,
Okay. Now, with regard to the speeding, sir, what did you want to do with that citation?
Plead guilty.
Okay, and did you want to just pay a fine? Did you want to do defensive driving, probation, or what did you want to do?
I'd pay the fine, but yeah, I pay the fine.
Okay, and you need time to pay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay,
If I don't,
go ahead.
if I don't be able to pay the fine, I can be on a payment plan.
Yes, sir. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because it's a pretty high fine because you've got some omni fees and some collection fees. So what I'm gonna do is this. Clarissa, what we're going to do with Mr. Sanders is speeding. We're gonna go ahead and accept his plea of guilty. And just put him on a time payment plan.
okay, for the 348.40.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sanders, did you write down that number that I gave earlier?
I know it's 210-648-6849.
No, it's 4923.
4923, okay.
Yes, sir. What I need, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you if you'll call that number and they'll give you further instructions.
Okay.
All right,
Mr. Sanders, we need you to call and give us a current address to send your reset form to and your payment plan information to. We don't have a good address for you, okay?
Okay, y'all don't have a good address. Y'all sent me a paperwork for my court date though.
Okay, is it still ending in 716? Number 716 apartment number?
No.
Okay, let me see what we have. Hang on, don't say it. Don't say it on.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead and call that number and let me see, hang on. Okay, it looks like somebody updated it in the court system. So we should, well, that's a long time ago. Give us a call and just make sure we have the right one on file for you, sir. If you can call the
Okay,
clerk
hold on.
real quick. Yeah,
Hold on,
just give
hold
them a
on.
call real quick and make sure they have the current address.
What that number is, I know I forgot it already. Just that quick.
Okay, it's 648-4923.
Hold up, 648.
4923.
All right, got it.
Okay, we need to make sure we
Okay.
have a good address, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right.
thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Mead, who were you visiting with?
Mr. Kelly, Your Honor.
What page is he on?
He's on page 5.
5. Okay, do we have Mr. Kelly back?
We do. He's here.
He is muted. Unmute your phone, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Mead, are y'all able to reach any type of an agreement?
We discussed the issues, Your Honor, but and we're here again. Mr. Kelly is not quite prepared to go on deferred. So he's going to need time to get some things arranged, get some insurance, and get back to court.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, would October 14th give you enough time, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and reset your cases to October the 14th. Hopefully by that time, we'll get this thing squared away.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, so you still we need to get that one dismissed for your defective taillamps that we have proof for. So just give the clerk a call and pay that $10 fee today. And
Okay.
that one will be off the docket at least, okay?
There's my license, there's my new license too, though.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay, so
we already talked about that, Mr. Kelly.
so
Okay.
for the expired driver's license, are we doing anything with that today, John?
We're
Mead?
we're going to take care of all of it at one time.
Okay, but can we do the defective since we're only have till his initial court date to take care of that one? Should we go ahead and get his $10 dismissal fee today for that?
If we
For the-
can.
Because he did get it taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, please call the number that we've
Okay.
given you and get that taken care of. Just that $10 dismissal fee. We'll at least get that one taken care of and we'll reset the other 3 violations, okay?
Ms. Clarissa, you've been doing a fine job. You did a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm done.
Yeah, you can hang it up now, sir. Just give them a call to pay that last fee, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to find another one to send with John. Looks like that would be Martin Duran on page 3. He has 3 violations.
Yeah.
Are we down to one?
Screen? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm not.
Page 3, what's,
Martin Duran.
okay.
Okay, wait, let me find him on this list. I have a different list than that even on here to put him in a breakout room and I don't see him on here. There he is. Okay, Martin, if you can please unmute yourself. You're going to go into a room with our prosecutor, John Mead. Okay, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Kayla Hoyle. She's
Kayla.
on page 4.
Number 6.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, let me just. Okay, Mrs. Hoyle, where are you? There you are. Okay, Ms. Hoyle, can you hear me okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Hoyle, now I understand you're 17 years old, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you have a charge of violating the driver's license restriction. To that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, and you also have a charge of fail to maintain insurance. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea on both charges. Ms. Hoyle, what did you want to do with your citations, ma'am?
I can't pay it today, but I can pay it by this Friday.
Okay, let me ask you this. With regard to the restriction, your DL restriction violation, what violation do they allege that you violated?
I was driving with a permit.
Okay, all right. Well, now let me tell you what the potential problem, Ms. Hoyle, is that if I find you guilty and we enter a conviction, they're going to suspend your driver's license or your permit. Okay. So in order to avoid that from happening, certainly I would be willing to consider probation. But of course, that's, that'll wind up being more expensive because it winds up getting dismissed. Are you in a position to pay some deferred fees?
Approximately how much would that be?
Well, we're looking at well, if we do a deferred on the driver's license restriction, that would be $200. Okay. Now you would have to pay at least the court cost. Okay. So that's $81 that you'd have to come up with. Now on the insurance ticket, now if you pay a fine on that one, then it will go on your record. Okay. If you want deferred on that, that's going to run you $300, of which you would have to pay $81 court cost, and then you would have to maintain insurance for 6 months. But you can't be violating your driver's license restriction.
Okay.
Okay. So in terms of coming up immediately to get you on deferred, you're looking at what, 162? Okay, how much time do you think you would need to come up with that?
162?
Yeah, 162.
I can pay 162 today.
You can? Okay. Okay, Clarissa. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and place her on deferred on the driver's license restriction. I'm going to assess a $200 deferred fee, of which you will pay court costs to get her going on deferred. And then we'll give her we'll do a 90-day deferred, and we'll give her the 90 days to pay the balance on the DL violation. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, on the insurance ticket, I'm gonna go ahead and assess a $300 deferred fee, maintain insurance for 6 months. You're gonna pay $81 today, and then I'm gonna give you the 6 months to pay the balance,
Okay.
okay?
The vehicle I was driving does have insurance on it now.
It does now, but at the time, it does not.
At the time, it did
Okay.
not.
Now, the deferred though is that the insurance has to cover you,
Okay.
okay?
In your name.
Yeah, your name has to be on the card, on the insurance card,
Yes, sir.
okay? All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, now do you have that number that we gave earlier?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you'll call that number, they'll go ahead and take your payment of your court cost, and then they'll finalize the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, unless you have any other questions, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you.
I
All
don't
right.
have any other questions.
Okay, ma'am, well, thank you for your patience.
Yes, sir.
All righty, have a good day. You can log off now.
You too.
Hi, I was just requested to go into a side chat room. I had my headphones down. I had to switch rooms because of my daughters. What was that about?
Martin
Yeah.
Durant. Okay, so you weren't in the room, so I need to send y'all back in there.
That's correct.
Okay, Martin, are you prepared to go in there now?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. Okay, I'm gonna send y'all in there right now. Okay, Judge, next one we have is Desiree Banks. Desiree, if you can unmute yourself, please.
Okay, what page is she on?
I'm sorry, she's on page 6, sir.
Okay. Desiree Banks.
It's 2 violations, driving while license invalid and failure to identify.
Okay, and she's number 9, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Miss Banks, where are you? There you are. Okay, Miss Banks, I can see you. Miss Banks, you have 2 offenses here. One is driving while license invalid or suspended. To that charge, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty, okay? And you also have a charge of failed to identify. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay. What I'm going to do is that since you've entered a plea of not guilty, what type of a trial would you want? A trial in front of the court or in front of a jury?
A jury.
Okay, all right. Now what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna ask you to stand by. I'd like for you to visit with the prosecutor, okay?
Okay.
And see if y'all can work something out. If you cannot, then we'll bring you back in and we'll set it down for a jury trial, okay?
Okay.
All right, so
Thank
just
you.
stand by.
Okay.
Okay, Judge, we're on, going to page 5 now for Amador Villarreal.
Okay, page 5.
He's number, yeah, he should be number 10.
Number 10. Okay, Mr. Villarreal, let's see, where are you? There
Yes.
you are. Okay, Mr. Villarreal, you have 2 citations, sir. One is a driving while license invalid or suspended. To that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, and then you have a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, all right, sir. Now, with regard to the driving while license invalid, is your license still invalid or suspended? Mr. Villarreal, can you hear me?
I feel like it froze up.
Still frozen?
Looks like it. Mr. Villarreal, do you think you can move locations or something perhaps?
Hello.
There
Okay,
you are.
Okay. Sorry, I got lost there for a
Lost ya.
second.
okay.
I don't know where I got cut off though.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and start over. Is your
Okay.
license still invalid or suspended?
That is correct. It's still invalid, suspended. However, I've already paid for the course and I've already set an appointment for the driving test. It's not until November 30th. I'm here in South Texas. I'm gonna try to look for some other appointment.
Okay,
Uh-oh, he's frozen.
hold again.
Sounded like he said he signed up for the course, but he,
Yeah,
Worry about like this is like this current again. But I wanted to see about the fees and about going on my record as well.
okay. Okay, and you kind of got frozen there on us, but is your license still invalid or suspended?
That is correct. Yes, it is still invalid. It's still suspended.
Is it based
Can you hear me?
on other old citations, or why is it invalid or suspended?
It just expired, and after it expired, I just never went back to go take care of it. I did have another offense of a DWI a few years back. I had a occupational license for a bit, and then my license was valid, and I was making payments on this surcharge plan. I believe I stopped making payments on that, so my license became invalid due to those failed payments. But those payments have already been taken care of. It's all that's already taken care of.
Okay, all right, and you're requesting deferred for probation for these two offenses?
Yeah, if I can get them off my record, or is there any way to reduce the charge as well, like anything to help me save some money would be appreciated.
Okay, well, this is what I can do. With regard to the possession of drug paraphernalia, I can go ahead and place you on deferred for $250. Now that is less than the recommended fine. The recommended fine is $366. So we're looking at knocking it down. Okay. Now with regard to the license violation, I can go ahead and do a deferred for $200. Okay, and of course, no similar violations, and that would be for 90 days on both of them.
Okay.
Okay. Now the question is, can you pay that today?
Unfortunately, I would not be able to. If it's possible to get placed on a payment plan, that'd be awesome. I'll definitely take care of it within that time frame.
Well, let me ask you this: Can you pay $81 court cost on each one for $162 today? Yeah, only if you can, sir. I don't want to put you in a position where you can't.
Yeah, it's probably better if I say no. That way, I don't put myself in a bind. And if I could get the options, yeah, for payment plan. Awesome.
How much time do you think you need to come up with the 162?
I could probably do it within 30 days.
Okay. All right. Why don't we do this, Clarissa? I'm going to go ahead and pre-approve him for the deferred disposition on the driving while license invalid, $200 deferred fee, 90-day deferred period. If he can pay the $81 court cost within 30 days, then he can pay the balance at the end of the 90 days. With regard to the possession of drug paraphernalia, I'm going to go ahead and accept his plea of guilty, put him on deferred for 90 days with a $250 deferred fee, of which he will pay the $81 court cost within 30 days, and then we'll give him the 90 days to pay the balance.
Okay.
Did you get that, Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, sir. Yes, I did. I appreciate all that. I could definitely work on all that and get that completed for you guys.
Very
Okay,
good.
Mr. Real, do we have a good address for you, sir?
Yeah, I had given it to Judy, I believe her name was. It's 181. Are you using me again?
Okay, you already gave it to them and they changed it for you?
That is correct, yes.
They said they do have a good address for you, so
Yes, that
don't
is
say it on here because we are live on YouTube, so we don't want to give people your address.
I forgot.
Okay, so Judge, he has 30 days to pay it. So we're going to reset him for 30 days, and sometime in that 30 days, he needs to call us and arrange payment for that deferred.
That is
okay.
Correct.
Is that okay, Mr. Vero?
Yeah, that is correct. What I understood from that is I have 30 days to pay the $281 fees, and then the remaining balance could be paid within the 90-day deferral.
Yes, sir. So Yes, sir. So make sure you call us within 30 days to make that payment, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you for your time.
Okay,
Very good.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna excuse you, Mr. Villarreal.
Okay, we have
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mead.
Have a good day.
We have a couple people, Judge, that have, I think, left and had to come back in, or maybe they're new to the court. Do you mind if I ask them real quick?
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
If they're back in or if they are new. We have somebody with the phone number ending in 832. Are you there?
Yeah,
Anybody ending with the phone?
my
Okay,
call
what
had
is your name?
dropped, so I had to come back in.
Oh, okay. What's your name, sir?
Thomas Rodriguez.
Thomas Rodriguez. Let me just put you back in here so we know who we got.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just
Okay.
stand by then. Okay. We also had somebody that came on and it says Shan's phone. Anybody that is calling from something that says Shan's phone, SHAN? Need to unmute your phone. Shan? Shan? We can't hear you. Can you hear us? You have to maybe unmute. We can't hear you. Wherever your audio is coming from, I can see you, but we can't hear you. Is the audio coming from your phone? Check your phone and see if it's muted. Uh-oh. Okay, well, maybe she will.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Can you
we
hear
can
me?
hear you now. Yes, what's your name?
Sorry, yes, it's Shan Gonzalez
Shan Gonzalez with a Z or an
Yes.
S?
with an S.
S. Okay, we're gonna add you to the docket. Let me find you on here real quick.
Okay.
And the ticket was under Shan Gonzalez?
Type of page 8.
8, okay.
Page 8, yeah.
Okay, so she will be number 28, Judge
Okay.
Shan Gonzalez. Do you get that, John? Is John still with us? There he is. He's muted. Let me unmute you. You gotta unmute your phone.
It's actually not my phone, it's my headset. But yes, I got
Get your
that.
headset. Okay, so John, you're back with Mr. Duran.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Okay.
he's on page 3, Judge.
Yes, I've got him. Were y'all able to reach any type of an agreement?
Yes, we were, Your Honor.
Okay, what do we have?
Let me get over to page 3. We have agreed that he will do a straight plea on the defective stop lamp, and that he will recommending 6 months deferred on the insurance. He does have insurance, but he can't pay the court costs. So if you could pre-approve him, he told me he could pay the court costs by a week from Saturday. Is that correct, Mr. Duran?
Yes, so within 2 weeks from now.
Okay. And then if he does those things, then I'm going to TIC the expired registration.
Okay.
So we're doing the $300 on the insurance.
300 on the insurance.
Okay, and he's gonna pay the court cost today?
No, within 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. So,
If you could
Okay.
pre-approve him, Your Honor, for deferred on that.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and is that the agreement, Mr. Duran?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and approve the plea bargain agreement. Mr. Mead, with regard to the defective stop lamp, it's a straight pay for how much?
It's just going to be for the recommended fine, Your Honor.
$219, and then that's gonna be what type of payment on this? Time pay?
He needs time pay.
Okay, so we'll put him on time pay on the defective stop lamps. And then the balance on the deferred for the insurance ticket, is that at the end of the probationary term?
Yeah, the earlier the better, but yes, he
Okay.
has that period of time.
Okay, and then you'll TIC the registration. Okay.
Correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Duran, were you able to hear the terms of the plea bargain agreement, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some pleas from you. With regard to the defective stop lamp, how do you plead?
No contest.
No contest. I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of no contest. With regard to failed to maintain insurance, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of no contest. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-approve you for the deferred disposition on the insurance ticket. It'll be a deferred fee of $300, maintain insurance for 6 months. You would have 2 weeks to pay the court cost of $81. And then we will give you the 6 months to pay the balance of the deferred fee. Now, with regard to the defective stop lamp, I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of no contest, enter a judgment for $219, and we're gonna go ahead and put you on a time pay on that. And with regard to the expired registration, I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss that charge.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Okay, Mr. Duran, did you write down that number that I gave earlier, the phone number?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, all right. What I need for you to
Yes.
do, once I
Yes, I did.
excuse you, you need to call that number so they can finalize the paperwork. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, unless you have
Yes,
any other
sir.
questions, Clarissa, do you need anything else from Mr. Duran?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, Mr. Duran, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you, John Mead.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, sir.
You too.
Okay.
Okay, John, we have Desiree Banks. She was talking about pleading not guilty, so we're gonna send her to a breakout room with you so y'all can discuss.
Where is she?
She is on page 6.
6?
Yes, sir. Page 6, Desiree Banks.
Mr. Mead, she's pleading not guilty and requesting a jury trial.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna open the room. Right. Okay, Judge, looks like we have Michael Benson on page 8.
Michael Benson. Okay, there we go. I see him. Number 12.
One violation.
Okay, Mr. Benson, there you are. Okay, Mr. Benson, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Benson, you have a ticket here for speeding and it's alleged you were doing 52 and a 35 to that charge, sir. Oh, well, let's see here. Okay, now I show you that it was in a construction zone with the workers present. To that charge, sir, how do you plead?
I'll plead no contest.
No contest. Okay. Mr. Benson, the problem that we're gonna have is that because you were in a construction zone with workers present, I cannot offer you defensive driving nor deferred. So it's just a situation of having to pay that
Well,
fine.
then if that's the case, sir, then I'll just go to trial because it was at 7:30 in the morning, so there wasn't any workers present.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty. And what type of trial would you want, sir? Jury or non?
Jury trial.
All right, very good.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and set that down for a jury trial, sir.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Benson, we do need to know that we have a good address from you. Are you still on Edna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We'll send you a form, a not guilty form to fill out, okay?
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna excuse you. Thank you. sir.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Clarissa, who's number 13?
Okay, we have him on page 6 and it's Joseph Gutierrez.
Page 3.
I'm sorry, page 3, Joseph Gutierrez.
All right. Okay, can we unmute Mr. Gutierrez?
Where's he at?
Where is he at?
Joseph, do you hear us? If you can push unmute.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, I hear you.
All right.
Now, Clarissa, I showed 2 Joseph Gutierrez.
Yeah, one is his audio and one
think
is
my
his
thing-
video.
Yeah,
Okay,
my
great.
thing's logged in.
Mr. Gutierrez, I understand you're 20 years old. Is that correct, sir?
21 now. Just turned
Okay.
21.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, Mr. Gutierrez, you have a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, sir. How do you plead?
I was hoping to get deferred deposition, some type of probationary offer to get it off my record.
Okay. Okay, but how do you plead?
Oh, like guilty. I would be guilty.
Guilty,
I don't
okay.
really know.
Yeah.
Deferred deposition.
Okay, now, okay, Mr. Gutierrez, I show you on video and on audio, but you're frozen on the video. Now, do you acknowledge taking the oath at the earlier that I gave?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, very good. Okay, all right, and you want to be placed on deferred, is that correct?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, okay, all right. Is this your first offense of this nature, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grant your request for deferred. I'm gonna place you on deferred for 90 days. And I'm gonna go ahead and assess a deferred fee of $250, and that's less than the recommended fine, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, now can you pay that today?
Can we do a payment plan?
Well, I tell you what, can you
Or-
pay at least $81 today?
How much? I'm sorry.
Yeah, can you pay $81?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, Mr. Gutierrez? Okay, can you pay the
Yes,
$81
sir.
court cost?
He
Yes,
said
sir, I
yes,
can.
sir.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and place you on deferred. I'm gonna accept your plea of guilty to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. Place you on deferred for 90 days, a $250 deferred fee. We'll pay the court cost today of $81, and then we'll give you 90 days to pay the balance.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All right, Mr. Gutierrez, do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you, but if you'll call that number that I gave earlier, do you have
Okay.
that? You have that number?
Yes, sir.
Okay, call that
Absolutely.
number and they'll get you squared away.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Mead,
Yes, Your Honor.
who were you visiting with?
With Ms. Banks,
What page is she? Let's see.
she's
He's on page 6.
towards the bottom of the page, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Okay, we're all able to reach any type of a resolution.
Well, no, Your Honor, Ms. Banks told me that she is serious about wanting to have her trial.
Okay, very good. All right. Okay, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is enter a plea of not guilty. I'm gonna make a notation that she is requesting a jury trial. So Ms. Banks, we'll go ahead and get that set up as soon as we can. Just be patient because of the COVID situation. It may be a while.
Okay.
Okay?
Miss Banks, are you still on Real?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, Clarissa, let's see. Who do we have for Mr.
We have on page 7, Jennifer Foley, but Mr. Mead, we probably need to send Ernest Williams into a breakout room with you. He is on page 8.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Williams, can you unmute yourself? You're going to go into a breakout room with John Mead, the prosecutor. Let me make sure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We're going to send you in there just 1 second. And here we go. Okay, so now we have on page 7, Jennifer Foley.
Okay. Page 7, Jennifer Foley. Okay, very good, number 14. Okay, where is Miss Foley? There you are. Okay, Miss Foley, can you unmute yourself? Miss Foley, can you hear me? There you go.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Okay, Miss Foley. Now,
Okay.
on the phone, do you acknowledge taking the oath that I administered earlier?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, Ms. Foley, you have a charge here of speeding, and it's alleged you were doing 70 and a 50. To that charge, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, and what type of a trial did you want?
By judge.
By a judge? Okay, so it'd be a non-jury. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get you set up for that on a non-jury docket. Okay, and what I
Okay,
need,
yes.
yeah, what I need for you to do is to call the court to get you some necessary paperwork.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions?
Just to make sure I have the correct number. That's the number you gave earlier, correct?
That's correct.
Miss Foley, are you
Okay,
still at,
yes, sir.
Miss Foley, are you still at Tallulah?
Yes, that's a good address. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Then I'm going to go ahead and send your not guilty plea there for you to fill out and return. You won't need to call the court as long as you fill that out and return it to us as soon as you get it, okay?
Okay, so I'm done today. I just wait for that in the mail.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, Clarissa, she does need to call though, right?
No, we have her address, so
Okay,
she's
okay.
good. We'll mail her the form.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ms. Foley.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay,
Hey, Judge, we have on page 6,
okay.
Ruben Bomer. He is a juvenile and his mother, I believe, is with him.
Okay. Ruben Bomer. Okay, very good. Juvenile. Okay, great. Okay, now, where are they? Are they by phone?
That's a good question. Where are y'all? We do have a couple phone numbers on here. I don't know if one of them are theirs, that have gotten out and gotten back in, I believe. We have a couple phone numbers on here. I need to see who you are. It ends, the phone number ends in 287.
Yes,
Hi, your number ends in 287. What is your name?
Diana Salas.
Okay, did you get out and call back in?
Yes. And I was number 25.
Yeah, we have you on the paper, so I'm gonna just put you back on
Okay.
mute, okay? Okay, looks like, Ruben Bomer, I believe your, number ends in 070. Is that you? You need to take your phone off mute. Mr. Bomer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, gotcha. Let me get you back on here. The judge is ready to talk to you. Is your mother present, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, there he is. Okay, Mr. Bomer, you're, at the time of this violation, you were 16 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you're on the phone. Do you acknowledge taking the oath that I administered earlier?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Now, you say that your mother is present with you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, what is your name?
Connie Boatwright.
What's the first name again?
Connie,
Connie.
C-O-N-N.
C-O-N-N-I-E.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your last name?
It's Boatwright.
Can you spell it?
B-O-A-T-R-I-G-H-T.
Okay,
Okay, and Ms. Boatwright, you are Ruben's mother. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, Ruben, I'm going to go ahead and direct my questions to you. Now, you have a charge here of speeding, 57 and a 35. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, and you also have a charge of driver's license restriction. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, and what restriction are you accused of violating, sir?
I had too many non-related passengers in the vehicle.
Okay, all right, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea to the charge of speeding, 57 and a 35, and your plea of guilty to the charge of driver's license restriction violation. And what did you want to do with these citations, Mr. Bowen?
A payment plan?
Payment plan? Okay, now do you understand that that if we enter a conviction on the driver's license restriction, that may suspend your license? Or do you have a license? Yes, you do, obviously.
Is it a permit maybe?
Yes. Is it a permit?
No, sir.
The regular license?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, now you understand that by entering a judgment or a conviction against you, DPS may suspend your license.
Yes, sir.
Okay, understanding that, do you still want to do a payment plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so with regard to the speeding ticket, I'm gonna go ahead and reduce that fine to $200. Okay, and then, driver's license restriction, I'm gonna go ahead and reduce it to $150. Okay, and can you pay that today, or are you gonna need some time, sir?
I would need some time.
Time, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on a time pay. And what that means, sir, is that you'll be given 30 days to take care of them. If you take care of them, then you're done. However, if you go beyond the 30 days, they're gonna put you on a payment plan, but they're gonna add $15 per violation. Okay? Okay, now did you write down that number that I gave earlier?
Yes, sir.
All right, I need for you to, once I excuse you, and you need to call that number, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, unless you have any other questions, you're free to go.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, Clarissa, that takes
All right,
it.
we don't have John back yet, I see.
Right.
So
We got Mr. Thomas Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, but he has 3, so
There's
we'll
Mr.
probably
Mead.
just wait for him to go to John.
So we have
Oh,
Mr.
there's me, Mr. Mead.
Mr. Mead, who were you speaking to? Okay.
Should be Ernest Williams. I think he's muted. John, you're muted.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
Hang on just a second.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I'm unmuted now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Williams and I had a conversation about these 4 tickets, and he wants to plead guilty to a straight plea on the speeding.
Okay, hold on, let me find, what page are you on?
Page 8.
Page 8.
Page 8, let me turn over there. Williams, okay, all right, I'm ready, go ahead and, what do we?
Okay. On the first ticket, the speeding, we discussed the CDL, and Mr. Williams told me he's been pretty much retired anyway. So he just wants to plead guilty on the speeding for the recommended fine and have some time to pay it. He said he could, when you said you could pay it sometime about the middle of the month, Mr. Williams? Or the end of the month?
Matter of fact, 3rd. Yeah, no, the 3rd. It will be on the 3rd, which the month's out next week. I think it's next week.
Yeah, the 3rd is next Thursday.
Yeah, I'll pay it next Thursday.
And the other 3, disregard lane control signal, fail to stop at traffic light, and public intoxication. He wants to set those for a non-jury trial.
Non-jury, okay. Okay, all right. Okay, so now, Mr. Williams, with regard to the speeding 47 and a 35 with a CDL and a construction zone, how do you plead, sir?
I plead guilty.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of guilty, assess a fine of $230, and we'll go ahead and put you on a time pay. Now, with regard to the charge of disregarding lane control signal, failed to stop at a traffic light, and the charge of public intoxication, I'm gonna go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty and set it down for a non-jury trial. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Williams, do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir. I mean, I appreciate what's being done, but just like I said on those other 3, I'd rather we'll just have a non-jury trial and I can explain myself
Yes, sir.
in court.
Yes, sir. It's like I said, that's what we're here for. Mr. Williams,
right.
did you get that number that I gave
Yeah,
out earlier?
4923. Yes, sir. I have it. 4923.
Yes,
The last 4.
yes. If you would call that number, they'll give you further instructions.
Okay. Thank you, sir, and you have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mead, I'm gonna assign you to a breakout room with Thomas Rodriguez. Let's see what page he's on. Page 6. And he has 3 violations to speak with you about.
Okay.
Mr. Rodriguez, can you unmute your phone, Mr. Rodriguez? Okay, Judge, I think they are in there. We have the next, looks like Charlie Neal. He's on page 7. Mr.
Charlie-
Neal, can you unmute your phone? He's on page 7, Charlie Neal.
Number 18.
Hello?
Number 18. Hi, Mr.
Hello?
Neal.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Neal.
Mr. Neal, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Neal, you have 2 citations here. One is for speeding, and it's alleged you were doing 70 and a 50. To that charge, sir, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. And you also have a charge of driving while license invalid. How do you plead?
Well, I would like to go to trial on both of them because
Sure, no problem. Now, let me ask you, what type of trial did you want, jury or non-jury? Jury?
non-jury. Non-jury.
Okay. All right. Okay, what I'm gonna go ahead and do, Mr. Neal, is I'm gonna go ahead and set him down for a non-jury trial. Okay?
Yes,
And
sir.
if you would call, Clarissa, does he need to call?
Are you still on Whispering Oaks, Mr. Neal?
No, ma'am.
Can you call the court at the number we provided? Do you have that phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Let me see. It's the
648
648 4923.
4923. That's it. And just give them a call and give them your good address so we can mail you the non-jury, I'm sorry, the not guilty form, and you can fill it out and send it back to us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Okay, Clarissa, are we on number 20, Janet Boteo?
Mailing address. I don't think so. He's got till September 3rd to pay that one. Okay, Judge, we have Janet Boteo.
Okay, 5. Okay. LD, okay. Okay, Miss Boteo, there you are. Miss Boteo, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I can.
Miss Boteo, you have a charge here of failed to yield right of way to an emergency vehicle. How do you plead?
No contest.
No contest. And what did you want to do with this violation, ma'am?
I wasn't even, I don't even know. I can pay it.
Okay, is that, okay. I'll do is I'll go ahead and reduce your fine down to 200. Can you pay that today?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. All right. Do you have that number that I gave out earlier, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I do.
If you will, I'm going to go ahead and excuse you, but once I hang up, if you'll call that number so they can go ahead and collect your fine.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Judge, that's just going to be the recommended amount and a straight fine?
No, $200.
200, okay, very good.
Yes, and payment today.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes us to 21.
Okay, and John Mead's back real quick here.
Okay,
Close
Mr.
that
Mead,
room.
who are you visiting with, Mr. Mead?
Thomas Rodriguez, I don't know where, oh, there he is. He
He's
just
on
came
page
back.
6, Judge, page
Yeah,
6.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Thomas Rodriguez. Okay, here we go. What do were you able to reach any type of an agreement?
Yes, we were, Your Honor.
Okay, what do we have?
Mr. Rodriguez is going to do a straight plea on the wrong license plate and pay the recommended fine,
Okay,
$119. And 6 months deferred.
wait a minute, 119 or 116?
I think, 116, excuse me.
Okay,
6 months deferred on the failure to maintain insurance. The probationary fee of $300.
okay,
And of course, as we've discussed many times, I'm going to have to dismiss the failure to provide evidence of insurance.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Yep.
Now, the failure to maintain, are we talking about 6 months of insurance?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
There you are. Mr. Rodriguez, first of all, you're on the phone. Do you acknowledge taking the oath I administered earlier?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, it's my understanding that y'all have reached a plea bargain agreement. Were you able to hear Mr. Mead set out those terms of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir. I can pay the whole 416 next week.
Next week? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you?
And will that still be going on my record, or what can I do with that?
The only one, no, neither one of them will, as long as you maintain your insurance for the 6 months. Because
I have insurance on another vehicle. I've had it for about 4 months already.
okay, well,
3,
just
4
make
months.
sure that you maintain your monthly payments, because at the end of 6 months, you're gonna have to show that there was no lapse in coverage.
Okay.
All righty. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow the plea bargain agreement. I'm gonna go ahead and assess a fine of $116 on the charge of operating a motor vehicle with a wrong license plate. I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea. Well, let me back up. Mr. Rodriguez, how do you plead to the charge of operating a motor vehicle with a wrong license plate?
Guilty.
Okay, and how do you plead to the charge of failed to maintain insurance?
I'm guilty.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of guilty to the charge of operating a motor vehicle with a wrong license plate. Assess a fine of $116. We'll give you 30 days to pay, and of course, you're gonna pay that next week. Okay, now with
Yes.
regard to the failed to maintain insurance, I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of guilty. I'm gonna go ahead and place you on deferred with a special expense fee of $300. Plus you're required to maintain insurance for 6 months without any lapse in coverage. And you will pay the deferred fee next week. But I'm gonna go ahead and put 30 days as well, just to make sure.
Okay.
All
And
right.
the total is going to be 416, correct?
That is correct. And with regard to the failed to provide evidence of insurance, the state is taking that in consideration, so that charge will be dismissed.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, if you'll call that number that we gave earlier, sir, they'll get you squared away.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right, John Mead, we have Louis Golly on page 3 for you. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 violations. There's a couple different tickets. They weren't all for the same ticket at the same stop. He's had them. So I'm going to get him to unmute, and I'm going to send you to a breakout room.
Where is Mr. Golly? Oh, there he is.
Mr. Golly, can you unmute your phone, and we're going to send you into a breakout room with the prosecutor? Thank you. Okay, here y'all go. Okay, and we have next Rogelio Rincon. He also has 3 violations, Judge.
Okay.
So then we can skip ahead to Mr. Abuzadi. And he has 3 violations, but he has taken care of 2 of the violations. He was insured at the time of the stop, so we've dismissed that one. And he had a defective stop lamp. He provided proof that he got that taken care of. That's been dismissed already. So the only one he's in question today is operating a vehicle without license plate or with only 1 plate.
Okay. All right, so let me make a notation that these have been taken care of. Okay, Mr. Mosen, let's see, where are you, sir?
I'm here.
There you are. Okay, Mr. Mosen, now you're on the phone. Do you acknowledge taking the oath that I administered earlier, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now with the charge of operating a motor vehicle with the wrong license plate, sir, how do you plead?
Here is my question because I'm confused about that. Before I go through, Your Honor, I want to just mention, I know that I have a very, very heavy accent. If you don't understand the word coming out of my mouth, just please ask me to repeat. Now, is the charge is for driving without a plate or
Yes,
with the
it
wrong
is,
plate?
Judge. Judge, it is, it says on here motor vehicle with wrong, but it's actually with one license plate. So he didn't apparently have it affixed to the front of the vehicle.
Okay, did you understand?
Okay. I understand that, and this is actually one of the points that I wanted. So this is make it completely the wrong charge that he wrote, because he wrote the charge for, I wrote the charges right here. If you give me a second, I'll get that for you, Your Honor.
The ticket itself has the, with one plate, Judge, without license plate, it says. Operation of
That's
vehicle without license plate.
That's what the police officer said, but that it changed the because there is the codes would be different than the one who write on the ticket.
It's under statute 504-943, operation of vehicle without license plate.
Without license. If the code is with the wrong license, it should be 944, not 943.
Are you pleading not guilty to that charge, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, but I wanted before I do that. I have all the evidence with me right now to show that I wasn't guilty. So I don't know why I wasted the state time and go. I have the blades that was on the vehicle. I'm a car dealer, Your Honor, and we drive only with one blade, not with two blades.
Mr. Mosen, let me interrupt you for a second. And the reason that I want to do that is because I have to follow certain procedure. Now, if you feel that you're not guilty, then I have to ask you to talk to the prosecutor, because he's the one that has the authority to non-prosecute or to dismiss the case. Okay?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Yeah, because that's just procedurally, that's the way we have to do it. So why don't you do this? Why don't you stand by? We'll give you a chance to talk to Mr. Mead, and maybe y'all can reach some type of a resolution, or if he wants to dismiss it, whatever y'all can agree on.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right, just stand by, sir.
Okay, Mr. John Campbell was next. He does have 3 violations though.
Okay.
So we can,
So the 24.
yes, sir. Oh, John Campbell's number 23. So yes, we go to Diamond Moreno, number 24 on page 2. She has 2 violations.
Okay, if we can unmute Mr. Moreno. There he is, Diamond Moreno.
Okay.
Mr. Moreno, can you unmute yourself, sir?
Diamond Moreno, there you go.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Okay. Now, Clarissa, I showed that it was initially reset for her to get her driver's license. Is that correct?
Yes, you allowed her to be reset for 60 days to get driver's license.
Okay.
And then it just says reset on the speeding, so.
Ms. Moreno, were you able to get your license?
No, sir.
Okay, what's the problem?
Well, at that time I wasn't working, so I don't have the money to pay for the course that I needed to. But ever since I got stopped, I've just been taking Ubers and stuff, so I haven't been driving or anything like.
Okay, well, are you still going to try to get your license?
Yeah, currently I just got a job last week, and I should be getting paid in the next 2 weeks or so I can start paying for the course.
Okay. Well, now, did you want to take care of these today, or are you asking for additional time so you can get your license?
I mean, I don't mind paying the fine that's not a problem, but I just need 30 days, a payment plan to pay the fines. I don't.
All right.
And I'll still do the course.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and take a plea from you. To the charge of no driver's license, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And to the charge of speeding 62 and a 50, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. All right. Now, with regard to the speeding ticket, okay, the only way, because you're 19 years old, the only way I could.
I'm 20 years old.
Okay, but at the time of, yeah, but you're still under the age.
Yes, I was 19.
Yeah, but since you're under the age of 25, for me to be able to offer anything that would dismiss the ticket, you would have to take the defensive driving class. The only problem is that you don't have a license.
No, yeah, I understand that. And the reason I didn't have a license, like I had told you, was because I was already gonna start a driver's course and everything, but then that was like when all the pandemic had started, so they closed down. And then that's when you like told me, oh, okay, I'll give you 60 days. But at that time, I wasn't working, so I didn't have the money to pay for the driver's course.
Okay. Well, do you think that if I give you another 60 days, you think you can get it, get your license and get your driver's license?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right, Clarissa, we're going to go ahead and give her a final reset, 60 days
Okay.
to get the license. And then we'll reset the speeding ticket as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Ms. Moreno, it's important that you get your license because that'll open some doors for you to get these dismissed so they won't go on your record.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. All right. So what I need for you to do is I need for you to call the court after I release you.
Well, if we're resetting you, Ms. Moreno, are you still on Otis Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll send your reset form to that address so you don't have to call the court.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. If so, I'm going to go ahead and excuse you.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Clarissa, that takes us to 25 on page 4, Diana Salas.
Okay.
Okay, if where is Miss Salas? There she is.
Let me
Miss
get her
Salas,
to
can you
unmute herself. There we go.
Miss
Yes.
Salas, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. You have a charge here of failure to maintain insurance. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, and what did you want to do with this citation, ma'am?
The 30-day payment, so
Okay.
it won't go in my record.
Well, no, the 30-day payment, it would go on your record.
Okay, I do not want it to go on my record because that day that he gave me the ticket, I went and got insurance the next day.
Okay, well, that's good. Okay, this is what I can offer you though, but it's going to be a little more expensive. Now I can put you on deferred, and the deferred fee would be $300, of which you
Yes,
would
sir.
have to pay $81 to get you going on the deferred. Okay.
Okay, I cannot pay the court the $81 right now or today, but I can pay it after the 3rd.
After the 3rd? Okay. All right.
Yes.
Why don't we do this, Clarissa? I'm going to go ahead and pre-approve her for deferred. $300 special expense fee, 6 months of maintaining insurance. We'll reset her for 30 days, but then she'll pay within that 30 days.
Okay, she'll pay the whole 300 in 30 days or just the 81?
How much can you pay in 30 days, Miss Alice?
Well, how much can I pay? Because the insurance, does it count before, I mean, these 3 months that have passed from today's date?
It would start from
Or is it from now going to 6 months that I have to show the insurance?
Yes, ma'am. It will start from today.
Okay. Okay.
But when can you pay the $81?
Because right now I'm not working.
Okay. Well, can you come up with the $81 or you're not able to?
Right now I cannot come out with $81 until after the 3rd.
Okay. So what we'll do is this, Clarissa. We set her to October 14th.
Okay.
And I'm going to pre-approve her under those terms. And now she says that she can pay the $81 after the 3rd.
Yes, sir, Judge.
Okay. So this is what I want you to do, ma'am.
Yes.
Within the next 30 days, I want you to pay that $81. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
Once we do that, your probation is gonna start.
Okay.
Okay, so that means 6 months of insurance from that day. So the sooner you can,
Yes, Your Honor.
sooner you'll get off of it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
Miss Salas, you're on Cravens Avenue?
Yes.
Okay, we'll send your reset form to
No,
that.
I wanted to talk to you about the mailing address.
Okay, can you
because I
call
have
her? Okay, can
Yes,
you
I
call
will
our court office?
Yes, I will call. I have the number that the judge gave earlier.
Thank you. Give them a call and give them your good mailing address, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too, Judge. Thank you.
Sure. Bye-bye. Okay,
I
Miss.
think everyone else has multiple violations. John needs back, but everybody else has multiple violations except Shan Gonzalez. She's our last one. So we can.
Okay, well, Mr. Mead, can you unmute yourself, Mr. Mead?
All right.
Who are you visiting with, Mr. Mead?
Mr. Bali, and I don't see him here.
He's still in the breakout room.
Golly, Mr. Golly.
Golly, okay.
Where is he? There he is.
Yeah, he's on page 3. There's Mr. Golly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, were y'all able to reach an agreement?
Yeah, Your Honor, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 charges here.
Yes.
All right. Number 1, the first in possession of drug paraphernalia.
Hmm?
Mr. Golly is going to plead guilty and pay the recommended fine.
Of
$366.
Okay.
On the open container, which is further down the list, he's going to do the same.
Plead guilty?
Yes.
Okay.
Pay the
It's just going to be a straight fine.
straight fine. He's going to need time to pay. It's going to be the total fines he's going to pay is a little over $1,000. Moving on down the list, the red light in 201-77450, that's the second red light charge. He's going to plead guilty and pay the recommended fine.
I just see one.
There's 2.
Okay, well, I think I just didn't pull that jacket then. Okay, so there's 2
They
red
were on the
lights.
same day,
Oh, goodness. Okay.
which makes me think there's only one red light, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Failure to display driver's license. He's going to,
I think there is only one red light. I don't see another jacket for that. So that might just be there's 2 different case numbers though.
2 case numbers. Moving on down the line,
What are we doing with the red light though? I didn't catch that.
the red light in 201-77450, plea of guilty and pay the recommended fine. On the failure to display driver's license, and the failure to display driver's license, plead guilty and pay the recommended fine. On the 2 insurance charges, failure to maintain insurance, failure to provide evidence of insurance, Mr. Golly wants to set those for non-jury trial.
I can solve that right now. He sent me insurance after his last court date, and I did call and I verified it, and he was confirmed covered on that date at that time.
Well, but there's also the failure to provide evidence of insurance,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Mhm.
And Mr. Golly told me that he did give the officer his evidence of insurance. So I think he might want a trial on that one.
Okay.
But I'll dismiss the failure to maintain insurance if he had insurance, of course.
He did.
Okay, so we're dismissing the failure to maintain insurance. Failure to provide evidence is going to go to trial.
Is that correct, Mr. Golly?
Yeah, I had insurance at that time.
Yes.
And did you show the officer your proof of insurance?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. And the first red light charge, I'm going to TIC, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're
I don't remember.
TIC.
I don't remember having 2 red lights though. Like it was only one time.
Mr. Golly, I'm dismissing one of them anyway.
Okay, so we'll dismiss the 7450. 20177-450.
That's fine.
Okay, dismiss.
And then the other one is a straight pay.
Straight play.
Okay, so I'm still, what are we doing on the failure to provide evidence of insurance?
I believe he wants to have a trial on that, Your Honor.
Wow.
He
Jury
says
and jury.
he says he showed the officer's insurance information.
Okay, Mr. Gali, did you want a trial in front of a judge or a jury?
In front of a judge.
Okay. All righty. Okay. Let's go over this. Okay, now, Mr. Gali, were you able to follow what Mr. Mead read to the court with regard to the terms of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Okay, now, to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. To the charge of failure to provide evidence of insurance, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. To the charge of open container, how do you plead?
No contest.
To the charge of one ran the red light under case number 20177-449, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, Judge, let me interrupt you there. The problem with the red lights I just saw, the second one that says red light, case number 20177-450 is listed on here as ran red light on the docket sheet only. My mistake. It got the right amounts and everything, but the charge itself, he has possession of drug paraphernalia on that one, as well as his other possession of drug paraphernalia on his other ticket. So the one that says ran red light on case number 20177-450 is possession of drug paraphernalia, not ran red light.
Well, then,
I mistakenly put the wrong charge on the docket.
in that case, I'll recommend the plea on the paraphernalia, Your Honor, which is one he was going to plead on anyway, and I will TIC the red light.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay, well, he's already doing a straight pay on one possession of drug paraphernalia.
Correct, Your Honor.
And he's got two.
What are you going to do on the second one?
Oh, he wanted to straight, I guess he'll straight pay that one too. Mr. Gali, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
I'll pay it.
You'll pay it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so then it's a straight pay for $366. Okay, and Mr. Mead, are all these time pay?
Yeah, he's going to have a rather probably long-term time pay plan on all of them, Your Honor. The total is a little over $1,000 by my calculation.
Okay.
Okay, so the only one we're dismissing, TIC, is the ran red light.
The one red light. I was going to do that because I thought there were two charges, but
Yes.
I'll go ahead and do it anyway because he's pleading on another paraphernalia.
Okay, so the red light is a dismissal?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Also on the insurance charges, are you gonna like drop them too since I had insurance and I showed proof?
Yeah,
well, we're going to drop the one that you had insurance, but not the one that you didn't show proof. And that's the one you requested a trial on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and let me see here. Okay, Mr. Gali, on the second possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read this into the record and make sure we've got it straight. Okay, Mr. Mead, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Okay, with regard to the first possession of drug paraphernalia, case number 20177-274, I'm going to go ahead and accept this plea of no contest, enter a judgment order a straight pay of $366 with a time pay. With respect to citation 20177275 on the charge of failed to maintain insurance, that will be dismissed. With regard to the charge of failure to provide evidence of insurance, case number 20177276, he is entering a plea of not guilty and is requesting a non-jury trial. With regard to the open container charge under case number 20177277, it's a straight pay of $417 on a time pay. With respect to the charge of running a red light, case number 20177449, that will be TIC and it'll be dismissed. With regard to case number 2017750, charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, he's entering a plea of no contest. It'll be a straight fine of $366 placed on time pay. And then finally, on the charge of failed to display driver's license, case number 2017751, it's a straight pay of $141, 30 days to pay. All right, is that correct, Mr. Meade?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do we have a plea on the last one, the failed to display driver's license?
I don't know. Mr. Gali, to the charge of failed to display a driver's license, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea of no contest. Okay, Mr. Gali, I read into the record the terms of the plea bargain agreement. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. I'm going to go ahead and follow the plea bargain agreement. Okay, Mr. Gali, let's see. Clarissa, does he need to call in?
He doesn't if he's still in apartment 301.
Is
Mr.
that
Gali?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, we'll send your information there, sir. You'll need to sign the documents we send you. You'll need to sign them and return them to us as soon as you get them, okay?
Okay. Do I gotta call anybody after this?
No, you're good.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, guess what, John Meade? I have another one to send you in.
Are they all multiple violations from here on out?
1, 2, 3, 4. The next 4 are multiples, and there's only one left that doesn't, but is going to talk to the judge. So the next one is going to be Rogelio Rincon. If you can unmute yourself, Mr. Rincon.
Hello.
Hello, we're sending you into the breakout room with the prosecutor. He's on page, oh,
I've got him.
okay, good. 3, I think.
He's
Okay, Judge, we have with us Shan Gonzalez. She has 1 violation of speeding, but it was in a construction zone with workers present. Shan, are you unmuted?
What page is she on?
He is on page 8, sir.
8, okay.
I think at the top of page 8, yes.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, Miss Gonzalez.
Yes, yes, sir.
You hear me?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
There we go. Okay, I can see you. Okay, Miss
Thank you.
Gonzalez, were you on Zoom when I administered the oath?
No, I was having problems dialing in.
Can you raise your right hand?
Yes.
Where the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, Miss Gonzalez, you have a charge of speeding, and it's alleged that you were doing 52 and a 35 in a construction zone with workers present. Okay, to that charge, how do you plead?
I was wondering if I could reschedule. Because I don't think that I was in necessarily in the construction zone. I think I was more at the entrance of the HEB Foster Road location.
Okay, so
So I wanted to see if I can get an attorney.
Sure.
help me.
Do that. I'm gonna reset you to October the 14th,
Okay.
okay? Yeah, it's probably good
Okay.
idea.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Mr. Wallace, be sure and get your attorney to send us a letter of representation so we can put him on record, okay?
Okay. Okay, well, okay, thank you.
All right. Clarissa,
thank you.
need
Ms.
anything?
Gonzalez, are you on?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Are you still on Deer Ridge?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Thank you. We'll send your reset form there, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Clarissa,
Oh,
are
that for that.
the rest multiple?
Yes, there's several that are multiple still.
Okay. I'm gonna take a
And,
short.
okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Judge. Very
Yes.
good. Did Jason Hansen ever show back up? Is Jason Hansen here?
No. I don't show him at all.
He was on here early on, but when we called his name, he was no longer there. He was number 4 on the docket on page 6. Who is calling from number ending in 956? Anyone? We don't have a name on you. He might be one
Is
of
that
the.
John? Is that John Mead?
No, I think he's 981.
Okay.
Is somebody calling from the phone number ending in 956? You're listed on here just as a phone number and it's coming up as 210. And it doesn't show the rest of the phone number until 956 is the ending.
If you're on 956, can you unmute yourself? Phone number ending in 956.
I wonder if that's, no, Mr. Rincon's in the breakout room. I don't know who that is. He's been there for a long time, but he hasn't answered through the whole thing, so I'm not real sure.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little short break.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Hi, John Mead.
Hello.
Hi. Judge went take a real quick break and he'll be right back.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt. I know that the judge sent me to see the prosecutor. Am I on
Yes,
that
sir.
list?
Yes, sir, you sure are. We just have,
Okay, thank you.
it looks like you're gonna be the next one going in there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Clarissa, who is
We
who
don't
is
know.
93?
Nobody will answer us. I don't know if they don't have audio or what's going on. They've been on there for quite some time, but I
We
don't
don't know
know.
who. We don't know who 936, 956.
956, I don't. Last 3 numbers of the phone number, 956. We can't hear you and we don't have your name on here, so you need to tell us if you're wanting to see the judge. Okay, John Mead's back, sir, with Rogelio Rincon, and he is on page 3.
Page 3.
Close to the top of the page.
Okay, got him. Okay, were y'all able to reach an agreement?
Well, we have an agreement, Your Honor. The problem is that one of the things Mr. Rincon is going to have to accomplish before we can put our agreement into effect is going to be obtain his driver's license. And like we've had repeatedly since the pandemic, that's not the easy thing to do. So I'm going to request the court give him one more reset, and I'd like to push it out for somewhere in the vicinity of 3 months. And Mr. Rincon has made that request.
Okay, Clarissa, what do we have 3 months out?
We, let's see, that would be September, October, November. We have a couple November dates. I don't have them in front of me.
I can pull them up.
Thank you.
First one's the 11th.
Yeah, I think the 11th and the 25th maybe, or the 18th. I'm not sure.
I don't have it on for the 25th, but that might be. We were talking about the 18th. or the 25th. I can't remember which one it was.
Do you know if he has an appointment yet with the DPS? Or his
Mr.
license?
Mr. Rincon?
Yes.
Do you have
I'm
an
sorry?
appointment? Do you have an appointment for your license with DPS? Have you made an appointment online to get in there?
No, I do not, because I'm trying to get all the monetary expenses in order.
Well, I know that they're making the appointments they're making are pretty far into the future. You might want to at least get an appointment with them so that you're on their list. Because
I wasn't aware of that. I will do so now. Do you know how do I go about doing that?
You gotta get into the DPS site and there's an appointment tab in there somewhere where you gotta get it. You might, I'm not real sure actually. I don't know if you have to go to each individual location. I know you have to make an appointment at that location. You're
I will look into it.
Okay.
Okay, I will look into that. Thank you.
Okay, so as far as
Gotta
the
do the-
start date, are we looking at the 25th?
You know, the only one we have confirmed right now is the 11th. John Mead said we have one for the 11th. Then we do have 2 in December.
No, I don't have anything in.
I know I sent y'all a text, but the phone I sent the text to is our city cell phone, and I don't have it with the confirmed date.
Yeah, and I can't get text from you, as you know.
Yeah, I know. I had to send it from that city phone, I think. I'm trying to find it on my phone, but oh wait, okay. I think as far as we were asking about the 11th and the 18th and 9th and 16th, but I don't know which ones were confirmed. I know that Judge couldn't do one of them. It might be the 4th and 11th. Or
of what?
I mean, do y'all want me to go get the city phone real quick? It's in the other office. I can run and get it. And
Yes, I
confirm
do
the
have
date.
the 4th. I have the 4th and the 11th.
Okay, so that's the 2 in November. Do you have anything in December, John? I know I gave you those. Is it the 9th and the 9th and the 16th? I know they're back to back.
9th and the 16th.
Okay, those are what we have. The 4th, 11th, 4th and 11th of November, Judge. And then we have the 9th and 16th.
Of
I
December.
know that DPS's appointments are quite far in the future. Like, I think they're scheduling for November, so I don't know if he'll have his stuff by the 11th, but
Why don't we put him in December?
okay, so we'll do like December 9th, maybe.
December 9th will be good. Yeah, we'll do.
Okay, Mr. Rincon, are you still on Huckleberry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we're gonna send you a reset form to reset your date. The judge has approved December 9th, okay?
The
So
9th.
you need to get on there and make an appointment though, because I know they are resetting pretty far in the future, so.
I will do that. Now, let's make this clear. I still need to pay the $520, correct?
Oh yeah, that's something we talked about. But yeah, that's going to be the
Okay.
that's going to be the plea bargain.
Okay, that's not until
Okay,
December.
so I can pay that $520 Friday, but I still need to show up.
No, you need to wait until you have your driver's license, then we'll take care of all of it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you Thank you for clearing that up. Okay. So you're giving me till the 9th to get my license in order, and then we're gonna talk about the fines.
Now we'll talk about all the probation, everything.
All-
we're going to
everything.
talk.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Sure.
Okay.
You are free to go, sir.
I'm sorry?
Okay, you can go ahead and log off now. I'm going to go ahead and excuse you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate y'all, everything y'all done, and appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Okay, bye.
Okay, John, I'm gonna send you in with Mr. Abu Sadi.
Okay.
Okay. He's on page 7. And he had 3 violations. The only one outstanding is the license plate violation though.
What do you mean outstanding?
That's the only one. He's already had the other 2 compliance dismissals taken care of prior to today.
And he wants to talk to me about what now?
About the operating with one license plate. It's not with wrong, it's with one. That's what the officer wrote it for, operating a vehicle without license plates or with one license plate.
Okay.
Is the description of the
Okay.
violation. Okay, so I'm gonna send you,
Maybe not guilty.
yes, he was pleading not guilty.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have just 3 more that need to see John after Mr. Abu Zadi. Mr. Miranda, are you getting tired of looking at us? It's been a long wait. Thank you for your patience.
Okay, Mr. Mead, we're just waiting for Mr. Mosin.
Mr. Abu Zadi.
Okay, all right. Okay, Mr. Mead, were y'all able to reach any type of an agreement?
Yeah, no, Your Honor, Mr. I can't pronounce your name. I apologize for that.
Abu Zadi. Okay.
He wants to plead not guilty and set it for non-jury trial
Jury.
on the only one that's outstanding, which is the
Operating the vehicle.
one
with
license plate. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and enter his plea of not guilty and set it down for a non-jury case. Okay, Mr. Abu Zadi, we will get back in touch with you with a court date, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor.
Mr. Abu Zadi, are you still in apartment number 19?
No, it's number 17, and I corrected that into the
Okay, so it's number 17.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. We'll send your not guilty form to that address. You'll need to fill it out and send it right back to us, okay?
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, Mr. Mead, I'm gonna send you back in with John Campbell.
Okay. Where is he?
Page 1.
He is on page
Page 1,
1.
number 23.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Mead, who were you talking to?
I was talking to John Campbell. He just came back in the courtroom, Your Honor.
John Campbell, what page is, oh, there he is. Okay, got him. Okay, let me make a notation here. Were y'all able to reach any type of an agreement?
Yes.
Okay, what do we have?
I'm going to recommend 60 days probation on the speeding, 57 and a 45, at a $325 fee.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend, these are 2016 cases, Judge.
Okay,
There's an open container. Mr. Campbell's going to plead guilty to that one. I'm going to recommend the court reduce the fine to $500. That's going to be a straight plea.
okay,
I'm going to take into consideration, recommend the court dismiss the expired registration.
okay. Mr. Campbell, is that the agreement, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Campbell, to the charge of speeding 57 and a 45, how do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, and to the charge of open container, how do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and accept.
And may I just ask a question? I'm just making sure by pleading guilty, it means that I'm gonna be on probation for the speeding ticket, and then I will pay my fine on the open container with a reduced charge,
Correct.
reduced fine.
Yes.
All right, Your Honor, let me
Yes,
interrupt.
yes, sir.
Let me interrupt and tell you one more thing. Mr. Campbell's going to be able to pay his court cost only on the deferred $99.10 today.
Okay. And on the open container, is that a time pay?
That's a time pay, Your Honor.
Okay. All righty. Okay, Mr. Campbell, is that your understanding of the terms of the agreement, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me go ahead and put this into the record. With regard to the speeding charge, the alleged that he's doing 57 and 45 is entering a plea of guilty. I'm going to go ahead and accept this plea. I'm going to go ahead and place him on deferred for 60 days with a special expense fee of $325, of which he would pay the court cost of $99.10 per day. And is he getting the 60 days to pay the balance, Mr. Mead?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then you have 60 days to pay the balance. With regard to the open container charge, he's entering a plea of guilty. I'm accepting his plea of guilty. And this will be a straight pay, which means it will be a judgment for $500. And I'm going to go ahead and place him on time pay on that. And then with respect to the expired registration, the state is taking that into consideration and the charge will be dismissed. Okay, very good. Okay, Mr. Campbell, did you write down that phone number that I gave earlier?
No, sir, but I got almost ready to write it down.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, let me give that to you. You're going to have to call the court so you can pay the court cost. Okay?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes,
It
sir.
is 210-648-4923.
4923
Yes, sir.
648-4923.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got it. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Okay, sir, I'm going to go ahead and excuse you so you can go ahead and log off and just call the court.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now it's either,
Okay, so now we have Mr. Miranda. He's on page,
finally,
I don't know, I scribbled that. I don't know what page he's on, 5 maybe?
Miranda.
Nope, not 5. It's Mauricio Miranda, who's been patiently waiting, looking at us. Where is it? Oh, goodness.
Page 8.
Hey, no wonder, page 8.
Okay, number 20.
Okay, ready, John?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I think that other phone number must have finally hung up, that 956. Maybe it was just like they had audio and video on two separate things. So when he got off, it hung him up.
Is that our Judy on the screen?
That's our Judy. So the only person we have left is Mr. Miranda, who just went in there, and Mr. Vasquez, who is still waiting.
And where is Mr. Vasquez?
Mr. Vasquez is on page 1.
Page 1, yes. Okay. Very good.
John Campbell is.
Okay, Mr. Mead. If you would unmute your. there
We
you
got one more after this.
Yes.
One more. That's it.
Okay, is Mr.
He's
Miranda back?
fixing to be here. There he is.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Mead, well able to reach an agreement.
Yes, we were.
Okay, what do we have?
Unmute yourself, Mr. Murray. There you go.
Mr. Rodriguez is going to plead guilty to possession of alcohol by a minor, which is the second charge on the list.
Okay.
He's going to plead guilty to possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm recommending a fine on the possession of alcohol by a minor of the recommended fine of $350, and I'm going to recommend a fine on the possession of drug paraphernalia of $375. And I am going to take into consideration, recommend the court dismiss the consumption of alcohol by a minor. Now, I explained to Mr. Rodriguez that I could give him probation, but that one of the conditions of his probation was going to be to take a alcohol awareness, and he chose. Are you there, Your Honor?
Yeah, Mr. Mead, I think he still has to take the class.
Even if he plays a straight fine?
Yes.
Well, then let's give him deferred on it if he's got to take the alcohol awareness course anyway.
Yeah, for the possession of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it'd be a deferred. Okay, Mr. Miranda, do you understand that, sir?
That it's deferred?
It's going to be deferred because even if you go on a straight payment of the fine, it would go on your record, but you still have to take the alcohol awareness class.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just turn that into a deferred.
And let's turn the paraphernalia into a deferred too, Your Honor.
Well, okay.
Is there additional courses you got to take for that, or?
No, not for that one. No, not for that one.
Judge, is that class just something like a driving safety course? You just go online and Google that maybe and
Yeah, but it's an alcohol awareness class.
alcohol awareness class instead of the driving safety course?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Miranda, did you understand what the prosecutor is recommending?
Yes, sir. That it was deferred. That my bad. Just to clarify, I was like, that means it won't go on my record.
It
That's
will not.
correct. As long as you don't pick up any similar violations.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what term are we looking at, Mr. Mead?
In that case, I'll do 90 days on both of them, Your Honor.
90 days, okay. Okay, no similar offenses in that 90-day period, okay, Mr. Miranda?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so let me go ahead and put this into the record. With regard to the possession of alcohol by a minor, it's my understanding that you're entering a plea of guilty, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Guilty as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and follow the plea bargain agreement. In terms of payment of fees, Mr. Mead, what do we do?
Since he was going to was thinking about doing straight pleas on both those, Your Honor, he was just going to have a time pay. Now that we switched gears, I think we haven't discussed that. Mr. Rodriguez, can you pay at least $162 in court costs today?
I cannot today, but Friday I can, because that's when I get paid.
Okay.
Can you pay the entire $725 on Friday?
No, sir, my paycheck's not that big.
Okay, so then we'll just give him the 90 days to pay the balance.
That'll be fine.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Rodriguez, I mean, you understand that it's going to be a total of $725 that you have to pay within 90 days, right?
Yes, sir.
And that includes the court cost?
No, well, no, subtract the court cost you pay. After you pay the court cost, you can subtract that from the total.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so it's $350 for one of them and $375 for the other. But by Friday, you're going to pay $81 on each one, or whenever the judge says you need to. You're going to pay $81 on each one for a total of $162, and that'll come off of your total amount.
Okay.
In 90.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let me go ahead and put this into the record. With regard to the charge of possession of alcohol by a minor, I'm accepting your plea of guilty. I'm going to go ahead and place you on deferred with a special expense fee of $350 for a 90-day period. And one of the conditions is that you take the alcohol awareness class. With regard to the possession of drug paraphernalia, you're entering a plea of guilty. I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea. I'm going to go ahead and place you on deferred for 90 days with a special expense fee of $375. By Friday, you will pay $162, which is for the court cost of $81 on each one, for a total of $162 to be paid by Friday. And then with regard to the consumption of alcohol by a minor, the state is taking that into consideration and will be dismissing the case. Okay. All right. Any questions, Mr. Miranda?
Mr.
Do I call in on Friday to make this payment, or the same phone number?
Let me give you a different phone number for Friday. It would be 210. Do you have something to write with?
Yes, ma'am.
210-837-3704.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me ask you, Mr. Miranda, are you still on lot 363?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Is your name your name Miranda?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, they got you down here as, oh yeah, I've got it here. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Mr. Miranda, thank you so much for your patience, sir.
Thank you all so much, all of y'all, for your time.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for your
Have
patience.
a good day.
Bye-bye. Okay, Mr. Mead.
Okay, one more.
Page 1, Mr. Mead.
I got him.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, it's finally your turn.
Yeah, thank you.
Take a nap?
What's that?
Did you take a nap?
Yeah, I was like the judge yawning a little while ago.
Okay, I didn't catch that, but
Okay, I'll be right back.
okay. Thank you. Who are you looking for? New one or somebody? else?
Okay, Mr. Mead, were you all able to reach an agreement?
Well, we can't do anything until Mr. Vasquez finishes his driver's license. Same old problem I'm bringing back out of the conference rooms regularly lately. So he's requesting we give him a reset, try to finish getting his driver's license stuff done.
Mr. Vasquez, we need you to unmute yourself.
Okay, how much time are we,
Well, I thought a couple months to do, but Clarissa was telling us it's taking longer than that, so maybe December again.
Mr. Vasquez, do you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
an appointment with with DPS for your driver's license? Do you have an appointment?
I haven't. I need to make one. I couldn't, I got disabled, so I couldn't stand in those big lines or anything.
Well, it's by appointment basis though, so you have to
Yes.
get online and make an appointment.
Yes, I'm gonna do that now that because I couldn't see the doctor or anything, with the pandemic that was going around, they closed everything while I was just getting approved of disability. So now they're sending me to the doctor and they're giving me a little bit of money it's a fixed income now that I'm not working.
okay, Mr. Mead, are we looking at December the 9th?
Yeah, that's right, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and reset the cases for December 9th. Okay.
Mr. Vasquez, did you hear that?
No, I did not.
It's
What was
hard
that?
to hear you, Judge. You're real muffled right
What's that?
I think, Judge, it's hard to hear you. You're kind of frozen too. Oh, there you go.
Okay. No,
I can't hear him. Can you hear him, Mr. Vasquez?
I couldn't hear the judge. No.
Okay, so, hear me now.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Vasquez, we're gonna reset your case to December the 9th.
He's going to reset you for December 9th, Mr. Vasquez.
December 9th? Okay, can you write that down, baby? Okay. Okay, December 9th. Okay. Is it to go over there to the China Grove courthouse or the same thing?
We're going to send you notice. We don't know if we'll be back here or if it'll be on Zoom again, but you need to get an appointment with DPS. They're taking a long time to get in there, so you need to get online and make an
Okay.
appointment.
Okay.
Are you still on Surrey?
Yes, San Antonio, Texas, 78225.
Thank
Yes,
you. We'll
ma'am.
send your reset form there, okay?
Okay, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and adjourn.
Oh.
And get off of YouTube.
Okay.